Hey there. We're going to ask our angel saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our space, provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light. So it is, and so it will be. Okay, we're going to get a few messages here for us. Affirmation of the day is manifesting abundance. Abundance and opportunities come to me in unexpected ways. Beautiful. And then I have, as I was shuffling and preparing this deck, I got the Ascension card. This talks about our spiritual evolution as a species, individually, as well as a collective. So that's beautiful. And then we're going to use our angels, oracle decks, and tarot decks to give this message today. So we'll keep these two cards out, and we will get started with our reading. Bottom of the deck energy is inner calling. What does our collective need to know as it relates to their ascension? How can we support them? All right. What we have here is Heaven's Door. Knock, knock, knocking on Heaven's door. And then we have Energy. Look at that. How cool is that? Then we have Light, Growing, and then we have the Inner Calling at the bottom of the deck. Okay, and then I have Belief and Believe. So it's like your beliefs manifest. Okay, so let's see what these messages want to speak to us about. Heaven's Door. If you've been anxiously awaiting for a door to open with the promise of new opportunity, the time is coming near. Trust in divine timing. The door will open at the perfect time, and you'll see exactly why it was worth the wait. In the meantime, hold on to your faith. The reward is imminent. I need my glasses. So that's Heaven's Door. Knock, knock, knock. You're needing some patience at this time. Not everything happens on your timing. It happens in divine timing. All right. Beautiful. This is a long one, so I'm going to share this card. Our thoughts and feelings are energy. Everything we think and feel flows out into the world like radio waves. Whether we intend to broadcast our feelings and thoughts does not matter. It happens automatically. Human consciousness is like the World Wide Web. We transmit and receive information, energy. All in life is energetically interconnected. You may be missing someone who is a long way away from you, or you may be saddened by a loved one's passing. Through this card, okay, this person wants to make their presence felt. Okay, you may see some signs, synchronicities, messages in the animal realm and within nature to confirm this message if this is truly for you. They want you to know that they have not left you and will never leave you, for you are forever connected by invisible threads of love. Beautiful. Thank you. Some people needed to hear that. Okay. It's not that they've left forever. All they've done is changed form. They've changed from a physical form to a spiritual form. Okay. We have light here. Choose to seek out the light in your life. Okay. Focus on the light that burns bright within your heart, and you will illuminate the darkness that you feel surrounds you. There's no need to feel or fear the unknown. Embrace all parts of yourself in the full experience of life. By facing your shadows, you will move into a newfound sense of balance and peace. Light something on fire if you need to help release things. Maybe do some shadow work. Maybe there's some journal prompts that would be able to help you release something that might be from like a lack or fear-based mindset. And then we have Growing. All right, so this is number 17. This talks about, this was for your spiritual growth and development. From a higher perspective, everything that we experience in life, whether we perceive it to be wonderful blessing or terrible misfortune, or somewhere in between, all right, always serves for our highest growth as spiritual beings and human bodies on this earth. Embrace your life experiences without judgment and trust in the knowledge that they all serve a purpose. Like, this is the rose and the thorn, right? Sometimes in situations, you know, we experience the thorn and later experience the rose. So look at these, like, they're like little angel fairies. I don't know if they're fairies or whatnot, but it's like you're surrounded by spirit energy. And because of the thorns, you've been able to like bud into this beautiful flower, this beautiful rose. And sometimes it requires you to stop and smell the roses too. I'm also getting that, like, sometimes we're so busy with the day-to-day grind that sometimes we have to take a step back and stop and smell the roses and really appreciate, you know, what we've learned and what we've grown through, right? There's been a lot of growth here for our group. Inner calling here. This is absolutely the most beautiful card. I love this card. Let's see what this one means. It says, you can choose to see your biggest challenge as your best opportunity for interchange and growth. The trials and ordeals we experience in life are actually necessary for our soul's evolution. Yes. Take a moment to reflect back on the past difficulties and identify how those experiences have made you stronger and wiser. Now turn your attention to the present moment and remind yourself to take the drama out of your challenges and try to see how they are serving you. Perfect ending to that message. Thank you. And then we have Ascension. Okay, so let's get that as well. Ascension. Take some time to reconnect with nature. Allow yourself to be drawn in by the wonders of the natural world. They will lead you to your inner divinity and help you tap into your deep reservoir of peace and light within. I take time for myself. Nothing is more important. In nature, I find my inner peace and tranquility. I delve into my inner sanctuary. Amazing. Amazing. Let's put these over here. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I feel like the clarity's coming in for you, okay? Just make sure all my cards are in the upright, because that does drive me nuts when they're not the way they should be. You know, it's one thing if they come out and do a little dance and are in reverse, but to start off with them in reverse, nah. No, it's just me. You do you, boo. You do you. I'm going to do another shuffle, though, just to be on the safe side. Okay, still at the bottom of the deck, okay? So somehow, somewhere, for someone, we're making a point. All right, what's the truth? What's the clarity? What do we need to know? Hanged Man. New perspective on things. Instead of focusing on the things that, like, were the thorn, you're now appreciating and embracing the rose. Or maybe both. Maybe you're seeing both sides now, right? The sword does have two sides. They're both sharp. And it is about what you believe, what you think, okay? And how you navigate with this. How you make decisions, okay? Hanged Man, Fool. Let's get one more card. Hanged Man, the Fool, and the Six of Pentacles, and the Magician. Hanged Man, the Fool. I love this Fool card. And then I have the Six of Pentacles. And the Magician, as above, so below, baby. Manifestation, manifesting abundance, okay? An offering, like this looks like an offering, okay? So maybe you need to give an offering or put together something that is celebratory. And I'm getting abundance and opportunities come to me in unexpected ways. So I want you to, like, note this, write this down, call this into your energy, okay? Beliefs make manifest. So what I'm getting with this message is that you've gone within, gained guidance, insight even, the truth, have a new perspective on things, All right, I feel like there is something that you're embarking on that is going to require you to have faith, okay? To trust your faith over anything else, okay? Trust your inner guidance, your wisdom, your claircognizant here. I feel like you do receive divine guidance, okay? And with the Six of Pentacles, this is giving and receiving energy, charity even, being able to bless others through some sort of gift that you have. There could be some reciprocation here that comes back to you as it relates to you taking this leap of faith and sharing the divine guidance that is bestowed, okay? I'm getting like this is something that like you're helping with. You could be learning, you could be teaching, you could be in some sort of practice of some kind, but what I'm getting is that you have access to something that you're sharing, okay, and it's on a grand scale, okay, and this is higher consciousness, and this is, you know, tapping into this higher consciousness and then bringing it into the physical reality. And it could be person to person, it could be something that you do, it could be something that you exchange. I feel like if you can help others, you do. So it's like a bit of like grace as well. Innocence. This could be something that you've been calling into your energy for a while. And so here's your chance. So let's see what we get. So it's like you had to master it yourself. Okay, is what I'm getting. This is something that's been mastered over a period of time. Okay, we have Six of Cups. So there's some, maybe some memories. King of Cups. Ooh, Three of Wands. Okay, and then we have coming out together the Page of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Wow. And the Death is at the bottom of the deck. So something's coming in that may be very interesting as it relates to what you're moving on to next. What I am getting is that you're creating something new and you are tapping into that higher consciousness, those abilities, the intuition, the unseen potentially. It may cause you to need to make specific plans. Like there's details here that are going to require you to kind of like think outside your comfort zone. All right, so it may be at a distance from you. Okay, and then I'm getting the Six of Cups and the King of Cups. So this is either you're the masculine here, or you're being asked to like tap into your emotional maturity, your masculinity. It may have something to do with children or fond memories or a kindred soul or spirit that you might be able to connect with here. All right, with the Magician and the High Priestess, like those are some major arcana, and then we have the Fool. So we literally have 0, 1, 2. Okay, and then you know this is a pair. Okay, so there's like this coming together. There's a beautiful relationship potential here. We'll get more information. But I feel like this is like, you know, tapping into consciousness too, emotional maturity. This could be somebody who's very like a parent themselves, or, you know, takes care of others, like very nurturing, very charitable. Usually when I think about like the cups, I think about like the fluidity, right? Being in the flow and having access to, you know, what's above, so below. I didn't mean to rhyme. But I'm getting like, you know, psychic abilities, love, empathy, artistic even, like just has a love for people and humanity, right? And then I have the Six of Cups. So it's like this like generosity here, this wanting to help and give and support. I'm getting it could be something very new that you've not done before. This energy is new. And they could be at a distance. 3 months could be significant. Okay. I feel like with this death card, it's like something's going to be ending and it's bringing in new beginnings. Okay, so whatever's been going on is coming to an end. Okay, and there's like new endeavors, there's new people, there's new experiences, there's new exchanges, acquaintances, maybe a bit of attention. Maybe you've been a bit on your own with the Hanged Man, and maybe now this energy comes in and is like, oh, let me help you with that, or I know how to do this, like let me take care of that. So there could be a little help on the way. I keep hearing like Mrs. Doubtfire, help's on the way. And this would be like that energy, like they're vacuuming, they could be cooking at the same time, and maybe something catches fire or they trip on the vacuum cord. Like I'm seeing like a bit of folly here and the Fool's here. So it kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, you know, someone who's wanting to kind of immerse themselves, okay? And then I have the Lovers, okay, coming out next. And then the Hierophant. And then I have the Empress. Okay, people. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Do you see what I see? Isn't that like a holiday song? This could be playing out around the holidays. I have no idea where I just started singing a holiday song out of the blue. It's September. Do you hear what I hear? Maybe that's the song, not do you see what I see? I feel like it's an angel song that I'm getting. Like, do you hear what I hear? And then you hear the bells, like the bells. Do you hear what I hear? Something like that, like, interesting. So the Lovers, the Hierophant, the Empress, the High Priestess. I mean, all major arcana. And I'm getting like the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Also like, this is like a divine, this is a high level soul spiritual contract. Okay, and it involves like kingdom spouses. That's what I'm getting with this. Kingdom spouses. Okay, however you want to take it, flip it, switch it, you know the drill. All right, so you're literally attracting and manifesting abundance and opportunities in the most unexpected ways. Okay, your beliefs are manifesting. You will start seeing this coming into your reality very soon, within the next 3 weeks, 3 months. By the end of the year, by the holiday time, you're gonna be ringing the bell. Okay, you might be ringing the bell. Ooh, okay. So whatever that thorn was, baby, here's your rose. Okay, and look at, he's literally putting a rose on her, a flower on her. Okay, so whatever might have been prickly and difficult, I feel like not for long. I feel like someone's coming in that's going to treat you right, whether it's a masculine, feminine. All right, I feel like they are going to want to take you out and, you know, get out there and socialize and celebrate life, celebrate the finer things in life. They may have a family or a group that they you know, spend time with, and I feel like it's just lovely. Power of 3 is really significant. So this is like, again, power of 3 energy here too. So it's like you had to go through those phases of your life in order to evolve into this Empress energy. Okay, and I'm getting like those were lessons, life lessons learned. Okay, with the 3 of Cups. So it's like the Maiden, the Mother, the Crone. You could be entering like, or transitioning through any of those. Okay, I do have the evolution and the cycle, okay, of your life experiences, like cumulatively. Okay, so things could be really adding up and connecting for you. All right, I have Hermit at the bottom of the deck, so you're being led. Okay, either you're being led or you're leading or both. Okay, that is beautiful energy here. Thank you. Yeah, and then we have the Four of Wands. This ends in a beautiful, beautiful connection. One that is stable, secure. This could also represent like an anniversary, happy birthday. This is kind of like recognizing and celebrating success, victory as well, like meeting a milestone. Coming together and creating a very strong foundational connection, celebrating life is what I'm getting. That is beautiful. I feel like it took a lot to get here though. And so they don't want you to focus on what is no longer, but focus on what you would like to experience. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have a Two of Swords, so you will have a decision to make. We have the Four of Swords. This talks about like you being able to help others in some way, whether it's through your connection, through spirit, through your divination, through your divine messages. You could be a medium. You could be like a death doula. You could be someone who prays like it's their job. Okay. Nine of Cups. It's like your wishes and dreams are coming true. Again, like abundance and opportunities come to me in unexpected ways. You're manifesting your dream life, okay? And you're going to help other people do it too. You're going to show them the way, right? You're going to show them the way. It's about your mindset. Four of Swords. It's about the mental, okay? The mental affects the physical. So it's like if you have a stable mind, stable body, right? And then we have that Three of Cups coming out. I feel like this could be like community. So maybe they're an extension of community for you, or this is you helping, you know, your community, connecting with a community. Maybe this is friends, family, acquaintances, even people that you might meet out and about. I'm getting like they may want to ask you out. I'm also getting that. I'm getting the Temperance. So this is like moderation here. King and Queen of Cups. Come on, one's clarifying the other. All right. Yeah, very empathic. Usually the court cards and the cups are known as humanitarians, okay? In fact, I want to look something up real quick. Yeah, so I was getting like the Power of Three. This talks about the power of three separate forces coming together and working as one. All right, I also get that with the Lovers, the Power of Three. And then it also talks about being part of a community, having a good time with friends. Yeah, so getting out there. Cheers to friendship. May you find joy and support in the fellowship of others. So I feel like this person, energy here could be a connector, may introduce you to your soul tribe. All right, very cool. They may feel very familiar. It's like you getting out of your head and getting out there. Put yourself out there. I wanted to look up this Queen of Cups. I love this deck, the Influence of the Angels deck, because a lot of it, like they talk about like the King of Cups, and it's like Erasmus of Rotterdam. He existed in 1466 to 1536. He was a brilliant writer and scholar who lived during the unsettling times of the Protestant Reformation, urged by both Catholics and Protestants to take sides. He was critical of many church abuses, but remained Catholic his entire life. He sought to reform the church, and much of his writing laid the foundation of religious tolerance. And then we talk about though he was born in the Netherlands, he was a citizen of the world and lived at different times all over Europe. He was known to be a good teacher, and some of his students became lifelong friends and patrons. So he wanted his books to be affordable, so anyone who wanted to read them would have access. His best known work was In Praise of Folly. Remember I used that word folly out of nowhere? A satire on superstition, human nature, society, and religion. It was a bestseller. So, and then the Queen of Cups talks about a lady named Abigail Adams. Okay, and so she is one of the most admired figures from the American history. The relationship she had with her husband, who was John Adams, was extraordinary for its time because they were true equals. Okay, so this is what you're calling into your reality, is someone who is going to match your vibe, match your, the position you hold here, and spiritual authority as well. And so throughout their marriage, Abigail was a confidant and advisor to John, and they greatly respected and loved one another. Abigail was the mother of 5 and not only raised her own children, but also helped raise her grandchildren, nieces, and nephews. She was a strong matriarch who loved her family and supported them intellectually, emotionally, and when needed, financially. All right, and then we have the Ace of Swords coming out. Okay, so kind of emphasize this is very much like someone's receiving very strong clarity, okay, on exactly what steps to take and what plans to make. Okay, so the details are coming if you're looking for some details. Okay, so as far as the genders are concerned, there's really no gender in tarot. I feel like, take this with a grain of salt when it comes to the genders. Okay. All right, clarify this Page of Pentacles. What's this offer? What's this? Yeah, I'm getting it's like a something ending so something new can begin. So I'm getting it like could be a project, a job, something that is going to help, maybe even a donation. Okay, there could be, remember how I was getting like an offering over here, right? This could be like someone wanting to pay it forward, whatever it is. Okay, I'm getting it's something that's going to contribute and grow over time. So it's like potential here. Someone sees a lot of potential in you and in this dynamic. Okay, I feel like this is going to start things off. It's not all that there is. It's like you got to start somewhere and build from there is what I'm getting. So you may have created something and it's like, if you build it, they will come kind of energy. I'm getting that. And I'm getting like destiny. All right. I'm getting whatever meeting this is, it's faded. And there's a cycle playing out here and something's ending and something new is coming in. There's change here. Something's coming in for the sake of change. All right. I have the Sun and the High Priestess. I feel like you work for God. Okay. There's no question about it. All right. You're on God's team. Okay. I have the Two of Cups clarifying the Lovers. Like, wapoo! Like, these cards, they be talking. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, balance and harmony is being restored. I would say that this is a strong, like I said, kingdom spouse energy here. All right, look at these cards that are just surrounding here. Look at High Priestess, okay? The Sun, the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and the Hierophant. This is definitely a spiritual union, okay? This is representing some beautiful energy here. There's something that you're really clued in on. I feel like you have the blueprint for creation and prosperity lies ahead. Okay, so whatever you're doing, it's really important because It's part of the next cycle, the next phase of evolution. Okay. And I'm getting like earth angel energy with this. Okay. So it's like, not only is balance being restored here in the physical realm, it's also happening in the spiritual realm. All right. So you could be having an earthly experience here, and you're using your abilities, your gifts, your experience, your healing, your connection to God to help create. All right, we have the Ace of Wands clarifying the Hierophant. All right, so this is inspired by the divine. This is co-creation energy. And then we have the World card with the Empress. All right. Big energy. Let's break this down for a second. So you're getting divine assistance, right, to help with your hopes and dreams and your creations here. And then, this is some strong presence of God. So I feel like divine intervention is very much a presence in your life. Okay? Absolutely. And it's like you do have access to knock on heaven's door. Like, knock, knock, knock. And I'm getting like you are accessing this tree of knowledge, right? You're gaining all this wisdom and you're taking the necessary steps and you're helping to lead the pack. You could be connecting with others to help them as well. So this could be something that you're inspired to do. I'm getting like creativity. I'm getting like maybe there's a new way in which to create here in this physical reality. The Empress energy talks about nurturing creation. And this would also be like the energy, okay, that surrounds us and that we create from. We do have the energy card here. All right, knowing that like, once our time here ends in the physical vessel, we still exist. Energy does not die. It just continues. So you're continuing. Okay, there's something that you're finishing. It's like it's almost like you're closing the loop. There's this successful completion with this. So you're here to complete something. Okay, and it's divinely guided and inspired, and you're co-creating with God to do it. All right, so there is a high level spiritual contract here coming in, and this is something that, you may have experienced many, many moons ago, but this is coming into this current time period, this life existence. So they may feel very familiar to you. Like I was getting that with the Six of Cups, like I feel like this energy is going to feel very familiar. Okay. And you'd be like, how do I know you? Do I know you from another life? And the answer very much could be yes. All right. Page of Cups. Okay. Page of Cups is telling me this energy, that there's this like young at heart, very playful energy between the two of you. There's children involved in this. So you may have children or they may have children. So they're certainly a factor in what you're here creating. Okay. And this also represents like tapping into that creative energy and like teaching those that come after you, right? So it's like passing the baton is what I'm getting. I'm seeing like someone running and they're holding the baton. They're like, here, right? So you very well could be, sharing that wisdom and knowledge. You've completed your path. I'm getting like there's something that you've reached some sort of completion in. And so there's this expertise gained, okay? That's meant to be shared with the world in some format. All right, so we've gone and done 2 rounds here. Let's do a quick check-in to see if we are continuing or if we're gonna grab another deck and do a round, or if we're gonna use this deck. So 34 on my timer, and 7s really talk about personal development. All right, so that's part of the reason you're here, is for your own personal growth and development. All right, so I was guided to pick up this deck. We're going to get a few final messages and close out the reading. Okay. Before I could even shuffle, Earth Angel Special Mission. Okay, so this is important to note, clarifying that what you're here to do is to share, harmonize, moderate, bring love to the situation. Love wins. Okay, you work for God here. You have a decision to make. Are you going to stay or are you going to go? Okay, we have the Fool here as well. So I feel like there's something new coming in and you're going to be able to decide what to do in a situation. People, places, things. But I'm getting it's work related. All right. You see through the illusions. You see through the toxicity. You know what you need to know. Toxic friends. All right. So, yeah, karmic family members. They could be involved. They could be part of your healing process. They could have been a catalyst for your healing. Pray more like it's your job, because it is. All right, what else we got? Dark Night of the Soul. Really having to go in deep and realize, like, okay, what's really for me? What isn't for me? I feel like this ascension process could be playing out for others at this time. And you could be in this energy, the dark night of the soul. So it's like all the things that you wish and dream before, you no longer are aligned with that. So it's like you're unclear of what's true and what isn't true. So it's like not falling for the false narratives, beliefs. Okay. It's like those things that you kind of wish for, right? You're more aware of, you know, what you're wishing for here. Your family members, people you work with could be going through a dark night of the soul. People that you used to know. Let me just get all these cards out. Hold on, let me just put them where they go, and then we'll go over them. Look at divine justice playing out here, and ego death here. All right, give me 3 more cards, and we'll talk about it. There's a message. Okay, we'll leave that there. We got this. All right, so someone is being exposed. The truth is coming to light. I feel like there's a social media stalker. I feel like there's divine justice playing out for you, okay? So whatever was unfair and unjust could have had something to do with like slandering, lying, defaming, someone being a hater, all right? Confirming the divine feminine energy here. The marriage, divine love here, confirming that. I feel like someone who might have been lying on your name is experiencing spiritual dis-ease at this time. I'm getting like the karmic family members, the toxic workspace, those that, you know, may have focused on doing things from a place of manipulation. They're also experiencing like fraudulent activity and illegal practice. I feel like this could have been someone who was meant to be a partner with you. I feel like they are going through an ego death, and I'm getting like a bit of God's wrath here, all right? I feel like, you know, that's part of the karma for trying to do something to the point of preventing you from being in your mission, your purpose, what you came here to do. I feel like the angels are with you and protect you, and so do your ancestors. So you may have a strong family lineage, okay? Ancestors are helping you at this time, all right? Stay in the vibration of happiness, joy, and emotional fulfillment, okay? And then I have whoever came against you and thought that their words don't matter, they do. I'm getting these are returning back with a bit of gusto. All right, so they could find themselves in some sort of hot water, so on and so forth. Okay, so I feel like there's a bit of like, you know, this is the thorn of it. All right, the health issues, the spiritual sickness here, that's part of their thorn, right? Like they were your thorn and maybe you're their thorn. But I'm getting like they're immoral, they're lacking integrity, okay? They're in this low vibration of karmicville, all right? I feel like they're learning too what is for them and what isn't for them. Sometimes it's a harsh lesson, okay? Sometimes this is not pleasant. They call it a thorn for a reason, right? Who's in this spiritual sickness? Who's in this low vibration? Who's going through an ego death? All right, I feel like your abilities are strong at this time, okay? You have spiritual gifts, intuition, vision, and dreams. You're protected by Archangel Michael. You are Team God, okay? Team Creator, Source God. Okay? Yeah, there's a false feminine here. Thank you. You're protected against this false feminine. This false feminine may have been called by the dark energies here to try to prevent you from being on your spiritual path and journey and activating into your purpose here. They may have used other people to try to get to you, okay? As a result of, you know, some debauchery here. All right, they're dealing with legal issues at this time. I feel like someone very much now is sleeping with the enemy. They could be itchy. Water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm getting like my cat's scratching at the door. I'm getting like there's an itch that can't be scratched, okay? Whatever itch that is, all right? Someone's receiving signs, synchronicities, and triple numbers. Pay attention. Anything else you want to share for this message today? Thank you. Yeah, health issues and spiritual sickness here. Yeah, I feel like it could be this toxic friend group here that's experiencing a bit of that. I feel like through this process, this karmic lesson and connection, you released your karmic debt, and that served the purpose. That is what needed to happen here, is that you were able to close the loop, right? We saw that World card. We saw the Wheel of Fortune card. They both talk about change. They talk about cycles in life, you know, major life lessons playing out so that things could be integrated, a successful completion of a karmic contract. It may have come in from like another lifetime that needed to be resolved in this lifetime. And guess what, collective? You did it. You absolutely did it. And that deserves all the blessings that you were about to receive. Okay, there's a new opportunity confirming what that Page of Pentacles is. They want you to take the risk, although you still have free will choice. Okay, there was some unhealed childhood wounds here. And I'm getting like things are coming to light for awareness. They want you to talk to your spirit guides, ancestors, and saints. 4334. You were dealing with a narcissist or had narcissistic tendencies. This could be something that plays out in your family dynamic that you healed for yourself, okay? And you healing this for yourself helps future generational lines, okay? So you are making a difference, okay? Confirming you were dealing with a false masculine. And they could be sleeping with an enemy here. And then there was also the false feminine. Wherever they went, they're hiding. They hide. They try to hide behind. Look at false feminine, false masculine, flip it, switch it, twitch it. You know the deal, okay? So there could also be a new home if you're manifesting a new home. A lot of cool things coming out here. And I would get like, you know, justice is being served. We are well aware of that as far as our collective is concerned. So just know that, like, you know, as things kind of like the pendulum's swinging at this time, okay? So depending on how far it swung the other way is how far it'll come back, right? It's like the law of rhythm, all right? Everything flows out and in, everything has its tides, all things rise and fall. The pendulum swinging to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. So I feel like that's what's playing out here. Wow, very cool. Anything else that wants to be shared? No, believe in miracles are about to happen, and they want you to continue to cleanse your energy, okay? Energy is currency, all right? So understanding that if someone is sleeping with the enemy, what's happening to that energy? You know, your body is sacred, so make sure that you're protecting yourself. You're in all realms, dimensions, spaces, okay? Call back your power. Let go of any pain, anger, resentment, bitterness regarding the situation. Everything played out as it was meant to, or is going to play out as it's meant to. You have grown from the situation. You've elevated from this situation, right? You're in a stable, secure position now, which is where they need you to be, so that when it's time for you to embark on this mission, you're ready. Okay, so you've been prepared, okay? And I feel like, you know, part of this is that, like, things coming full circle for you, all right? And this dynamic's gonna be, like, out of this world, okay? You're gonna be like, this is nuts. You're like, what? I feel like you're gonna be super shocked, okay? You're gonna be shocked. Surprised, okay? I feel like on two sides. Like, one side is going to be like, you're going to be totally shocked at, like, the shenanigans that have been going on behind your back, or at least they think it's going on behind your back. And then you're going to be shocked with this person, whoever this person is. All right? I think you're about to live your best life, and you deserve it. So don't look back. Do not look back. There's nothing new there. Look forward, okay? You're protected on this journey, okay? On this next chapter, you're doing God's work, baby. You're doing God's work, and I feel like you gained what you needed to gain in the situation, and now it's going to be go time. So, you know, abundance and opportunities, they are coming to you in unexpected ways, baby. Unexpected ways, all right? Circling back to the beginning of our reading here, the card that fell out was the Ascension. You are ascending, okay? Heaven's door, you've been knocking on it. You have access to it. You know that, like, you know, this is something that we all have access to. You've unlocked this. You've been able to create this beautiful connection here. You've answered the inner calling here. You know that energy is currency. You are connected to your light, and you work with the light. And you know that all of this played out for your personal growth and development. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Beautiful messages today, you guys. I hope this finds you well. And I'll see you on the next reading.